Hey there, Alexandra Harbushka here. I am on my 60-day postpartum weight loss journey. Today we're on day 35 of my postpartum journey, and I am, I got on the scale as 133 today. So if you are following along and you haven't subscribed, go on ahead and subscribe. If you're new to the channel, go on ahead and subscribe. Let me just give you a quick little background on what's going on. So again, if you've been following along, you're familiar. If you haven't, if it's your first video, I am doing a postpartum daily video, just filling you in on what is going on every day. And you're joining me as I get back to my postpartum weight. So before getting pregnant, I weighed 120 pounds and I walked into the hospital weighing 152 pounds. So I gained a total of 32 pounds. And now I'm at 133 pounds. So I have 25 days to go. I have 13 pounds to go. We'll see what happens. I am not doing any exercise because I have not been cleared for exercise. We're also in the middle of the coronavirus, so I couldn't go to the gym anyways. I would love to be doing just maybe some light exercises around the house, but I haven't been cleared yet. Also, I haven't been allowed to walk. I got busted on that a couple of weeks, a while back, I think last week. I don't know, all my days are the same, especially now being quarantined. Okay, so today I want to talk to you about foods I added to my diet once I was pregnant. So what I tried to do while I was pregnant is I tried to stay on my normal routine, my normal diet. When I say diet, I don't mean I'm on a diet. I use the word diet as what I take into my body, what I normally eat, what I fuel my body with. So prior to getting pregnant, pretty much what I do now. I had a lot of low-fat proteins. I had a lot of vegetables. I've really never been a huge fruit fan. I'm not really in general. I mean, I eat fruit, not my huge favorite thing. Love vegetables, give me more broccoli, love that. And then I try to have more than 35 grams of fiber a day. So fiber is something that's really important to me. I've learned that if you add fiber to your diet, it helps keep you full. It helps eliminate stuff you don't want, like A, extra calories, B, extra fat, C, it helps lower cholesterol. It just gets out all of that extra stuff that you don't necessarily need. So fiber is really, really awesome. It's essential. It's not something that our bodies can digest, so we actually have to excrete it. Excrete. I don't know what the word is. I don't know. I'm tired. We have to get rid of it. So that's why I eat a lot of fiber. It helps keep me full and my body needs it. And it also helps move everything out with a healthy bowel movement every day, if not every other day. Fiber is awesome. So one of the things, just to give you a background, two things I didn't mention in that I don't necessarily have in my diet are dairy and gluten. So with that being said, I cut out dairy back in 2011 when I was diagnosed with genital herpes. Now you're probably like, what does genital herpes have to do with all this? So when I was diagnosed with genital herpes back in 2011, I also had horrible acne, really bad. I mean, I'm being serious. I had bad acne. I had chronic yeast infections, and I had bacterial vaginosis. I don't know how to pronounce it. So basically I had BV, yeast, herpes, and acne. I was a winner, let me tell you. I was totally winning at that point. It was pretty uncomfortable, not to mention the stigma that goes with it. So what I did is I went to an acupuncturist, and the acupuncturist informed me that basically everything I had going on was damp heat in my body. So they all were connected. They all were doing the same thing. They were all caused from damp heat in my body. So they did whatever they did to poke me and get the heat moving and get the heat out. But one of the things that was recommended to me was to remove dairy from my diet. I was desperate at that point to get rid of whatever was going on in my body because all that is really awful, right? So it took a while, but getting rid of the dairy in my diet cleared up my acne. As you can see, I don't have acne now. It got rid of my BV, my bacterial vaginitis, and it also cleared up my yeast infection. So I haven't had a yeast infection since, haven't had BV since, really haven't had a zit since. And I mean, here and there, of course, we all get zits, but nothing like before. And it really, really helped with my herpes. So I got less outbreaks. Now, if you are like me and have herpes, that is actually something that I have. I'm the founder of Life with Herpes. It's another blog, another YouTube channel. I have it linked for you below to go check it out. if you have herpes too. Just saying. So you're probably like, okay, what does this have to do with pregnancy and all that? So at the time I was eating so much dairy, I was like, put extra cheese in my breakfast burrito, right? Like I was like, give me an IV of cheese. I was having lattes every day. I'd have charcuterie boards, go out with girlfriends, get the, all the cheeses. So I had a lot of cheese in my diet. The other thing, and that was hard to cut out. The other thing I cut out, just because more of it being a fad, was gluten, right? And you kind of look at it and you're like, really, what good does gluten do? You can get carbohydrates from other great foods, other great sources that have more nutrients, and really the gluten, like what good does it do, right? Like pasta is delicious, don't get me wrong, but let's be serious. When we wake up the next morning, we don't feel super awesome, right? You just feel it sitting there. So I really cut out gluten and dairy pretty much since 2011. Now, here's the thing. When I became pregnant, I, of course, wanted to continue on and eat everything healthy and provide the best possible, nourishment, nutrients, minerals, vitamins, and love for my baby, right? Of course, like that's what you want to do. And one of the things that was in my mind was, hey, if I'm not eating dairy and if I'm not eating gluten, is that going to be like an effect on my baby? So I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nutritionist, I'm not a dietitian, I don't know the answer to this, but my whole thought process was, hey, if I'm not eating dairy and gluten, is my kid gonna be dairy and gluten intolerant as he goes through life? Because if he's not getting it in utero, and if he's not gonna get it during breastfeeding, it's gonna be one of those things, is he gonna be intolerant of it? And if he doesn't wanna eat dairy, and if he doesn't wanna eat gluten, I want that to be his choice, not because I didn't want to eat it or it's my choice, right? It should be his choice, not my choice. So I started adding dairy back into my diet while I was pregnant, and I started small. Wasn't sure how I hadn't had it in years, right? My body's completely fine. I'm not lactose intolerant. I'm not gluten intolerant. Like I can eat all of that. So it was interesting. In my first trimester, it was during the summer, and I'm in Las Vegas, so it's hot. So my husband and I, and of course you're not drinking, so we had to come up with a new activity because the nights are long, and what do you do? So we started going for ice creams, and we'd probably go like 3 nights a week, and we go to Cold Stone, and we try different ice creameries in Las Vegas. So I started adding dairy that way, and I would look forward to my ice creams. I've never in my life been an ice cream eater, ever. Like I'm not an ice cream eater at all. I don't really enjoy it, but during my first trimester, I absolutely loved it. And in my second trimester, I got really hooked on making my own whipped cream. I would make whipped cream every single night. I wouldn't necessarily add sugar, or like it was just, I'd whip the cream, and I would add stevia. I couldn't get enough of it. I would just sit there and eat it. So clearly I wanted the dairy, I wanted the fat, I don't know, but I really loved it. And then in my third trimester, I started adding Greek yogurt to my diet because it is low in fat, and it also is really high in protein. So I really enjoyed adding that. So I added a lot of dairy to my diet. I would have cheese here and there, especially when I was hungry. So it was something that I definitely enjoyed, and I think that it was nutritious for my baby. When it comes to gluten, pastas and things like that, I added them into my diet. Not daily. I wasn't at the all-you-can-eat buffet at a casino, but I would have a pasta. I would have a piece of bread when I was out at dinner. I'd have lasagnas. I'd have all that. So again, it wasn't nightly. It wasn't even probably 3 times a week, but I definitely added it into my diet, and I didn't have any issues with it. During my postpartum, my first 2 weeks, I had a lot of pasta almost every night, just because it was fast, it was easy. I was starving, I couldn't get enough, and friends were dropping off pasta dishes, so I enjoyed every bite of it. I mean, when you can eat pasta every night, why not? But of course, it's not sustainable, especially when you're on a weight loss, and let's face it, there really is not a lot of nutrients that you get from pasta, unless of course you're getting a high fiber, or trying to get high fiber, whether it's a wheat or a quinoa pasta, basically a gluten-free pasta. But we're not talking about gluten-free here. Anyways, I would love to hear if this is something that you thought of when you were pregnant or are thinking of when you're pregnant. Is there anything that you added to your diet? I'd love to hear in the comments below, because you just want to do what's best for your body. And I thought, gosh, I don't want to cut out anything. I want my baby to enjoy it. And if he doesn't want to eat it, that's fine. It's up to him. So I'll see you tomorrow, day 36 tomorrow. I have 25 days left. So wish me luck. I have 25 days with 13 pounds. I don't know if I can do it. I really have no idea. I don't know. we'll see. All right, see you soon in the next video. And again, go ahead and subscribe. Let me know how I can improve, anything you want to hear on this journey. Bye. Oh, and these are my blue light glasses.